Perception Superheroes, and well done for your brilliant learning last week. Now, this week I have only got 1 star, but this star is for each and every one of you because you have worked so hard with your home learning and we are really, really proud of you. So you need to take a star and put it on your superhero cape to show everybody what a superhero you have been at home with your home learning. So well done everybody. Give yourselves a thumbs up, wiggle wiggle. Wow, you've shown great determination, which is just the quality every superhero needs. So are you ready for a new number, superheroes? Brilliant, I thought you were. Now, first of all, we need to remember what last week's number was. What was it? Can you remember, Jack? What number is that there? 17. So this week's number is 1 more than 17. Now look at our number line. Do you know what number that's going to be? 1 more than 17. Well, let's go to our number here. Last week's was 17. 1 more is 1 jump on, 1 jump up our number line to this number, which is
18.
18, lovely. Now, if you didn't know that that was 18, if you were unsure, you can count up the number line until you get there. You can count in ones, or we know how to count in twos now. So should we do that? Let's work out 18 by counting in twos. So start with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and there we are. Do you want to circle that for us? Wonderful. Lovely. So 18 is in between these two numbers. It's in between 17 and 19. So 17 is 1 jump down our number line, or 1 less than 18, and 19 is 1 jump up our number line. So it's 1 more than 18, and that will be next week's number 2. Let's have a think about number 18. Can you write an 18 for me, nice and big over here?
Okay.
Let's check his number formation as well, it's very important. 18, wonderful. So, did you notice how the number 8 isn't made up of 2 circles drawn separately? So, to write our number 8, we start with a S shape. So, start at the top, and I make my S, and then I go back round and join it up. It can take a little bit of practice, but I know you're very good at your S writing, so I'm sure the number 8 will be easy for you as well. Lovely. So what is 18 made of? How can we make 18? Can you see a way just by looking at the number?
1, 10 and 8 ones.
It's made of 1 10, that's what that 10 means there, and 8 ones. So can you find our Numicon and let's put them up on the board. Lovely, to put them over here. Might need to move that down a bit because number 18 is getting quite a big number. It's getting very close to 20, isn't it? Is that on? Lovely. Let's double check that we've got 18 there. Can you help us by counting in twos? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Lovely. And let's write that down as a sum. Do you want to do that? Write it over that side of the board. So 10. Then we need our add sign. Can you remember what that looks like? Looks like a cross, doesn't it? 10 add 8 equals 18, and that's our first edition of the week. Lovely. So we found out that we can count in twos to get to 18. So what does that mean about the number 18? What kind of a number is the number 18? Can you help us with that, Jack? What kind of number is it if we can count in twos together? It's an even number. So if it's an even number, we can see that it's got a nice even top. And what that means is that we can split it equally into 2 groups. Okay, so this is, we can find out how to work out a half of 18. So we're going to do that by covering half of 18 up. Okay, so if I get some other Numicon and I hold them over the top, let's see if we can work out what half of 18 is going to be. going to cover, can you see? That's my 10 there. So I'm just going to cover half up. And I'm going to do the same with the number 8. Do you want to do that to the number 8 as well, Jack? Yep. Lovely. Pop that on there. Cover over the dots. Is it on? Press down. That's it, lovely. So, let's have a look. We should be able to see half of 18 now. Do you know what it is already? Well, shall we check? Let's count up. Will you help us count? Count with me.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Brilliant. So we find out that 9, add 9 more, must make 18. And that's our next sum. So jot that one down over there as well. So using my Numicon, it's quite easy to cover up half and see how much half is worth, isn't it? But you might not have Numicon or anything that looks like that at home. So what you can do is count out 18 objects. So here I've got 18 pencils. You can count out 18 bits of Lego, 18 counters, 18 marbles, anything you've got at home. And that's really good practice for counting out a quantity to match the numerals. So as I said, here I've got 18 pencils. And I'm going to work out half of 18 by splitting them equally into 2 pots. Now that's very important that you split them equally. So my lovely assistant here is going to split them up, putting one in a pot at a time. Lovely. And we know the answer, don't we? Because we've just had a look. So what should half of 18 be? Can you remember? Were you listening? Carry on going. See, these numbers are getting bigger and bigger, aren't they? We've got quite a lot of pencils now. Nearly that. Super, wonderful. So, I have the same amounts in each pot. How many will I have in one pot? What's half of 18?
9.
9. Let's check that we've got 9. Will you help us count them out? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's one way you can work it out using different things at home. Let's find another way to make 18. So again, you could use your pencils or your counters and you could just split them, move a few into a different pot and see how many's in one pot and see how many's in the other, because we know we've got 18 altogether. So that's one way you can do it. Let's find another way to make 18. Do you want to pick out a piece of Numicon from there?
Okay.
Lovely. Whoop. And stick that up on the board. That's it. Super. So what number do we have here, boys and girls? You know this one.
7.
We've got 7, haven't we? 2, 4, 6, and one more is 7. Okay, so this week we're going to practice a lot of counting on, because we want to get that, we want to perfect that skill. That's something that we're working towards in reception. So we are going to count on from 7 until we get to 18. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 7 in my head, then I'm going to count up until I get there. So will you help me with that? So keep 7 in your head, don't let it out, okay? You might need both hands for this because it's quite a big number. So 7's there. Every time I count a number, I'm going to put a finger up, okay? So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Hang on, I've run out of fingers. I need one more, don't I? Can I borrow one of yours? 18. We made it. So how many did we use to make 18 there? So 5, 10, and one more.
11.
11. So we can write that sum down. So 7 add 11 equals 18.
7.
11 equals 18. Lovely. So as our numbers are getting bigger, we're kind of running out of fingers to work all this out. So if you don't have any spare fingers that you can borrow to work that out, what you could do is you could count up a number line. So write the numbers out to 20 and then count on from your number, the number that you have, until you get to the number you want. So in this case, if we put our hands on fingers on 7, we'd would count out the number of jumps it takes us to get to 18. So do you want to do that for us, Jack? Put your number finger on 7. I'm going to count up in ones now. So 1, carry on.
2,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's it. So use the things that you've got at home. I'm sure you'll be getting very good at this by now. We're brilliant mathematicians in reception. In fact, we're super mathematicians this half term, aren't we? Lovely. So today, as I said, our focus is going to be counting on, and I've got a couple of activities to show you to help with that skill. This is our first activity. So we've gone with the superhero theme and we're going for some super potato sums. So here on the paper, I have written out some sums. So I wrote the numbers out. Can you recognise this number? 3. What's that sign? What's that sign, see? Add. What's that number there? That's 9, isn't it? So what I've done is I've written out the number, and underneath I have drawn or painted, some sweet potatoes to match the number. So underneath the number 3, how many sweet potatoes do I have? 1, 2, 3. So I've painted out the quantity to match the numbers. And so we're going to get a little bit messy working this out and finding the answers to these sums. Okay, so our first one is 3 add 9. Now, some of you might be ready to do that in your head, counting on as we suggested. So let's try it that way first. Now, it's really important that when you're adding up,
You start with the biggest number.
you put the biggest number in your head. And do you know why you do that?
Yeah.
Go on, can you
Because
explain?
if you start with the number 3,
Mhm.
then it will take longer to add up.
It will take longer to add on 9. And also, if we're adding on more numbers, we might then begin to make some more mistakes than if we only have a small number to add on. But let's just think for a moment. Would the answer be the same if I do 9 add 3? Would that be the same as 3 add 9? It will. So whichever way round we do it, we will come up with the same answer, or we definitely should do. We know that we've gone wrong if we don't come up with the same answer. So let's do that now. So let's put the bigger number in our head. Which one is bigger, 3 or 9? Can you help us, Susie? 9. And you can actually see it there because we can see that we have got more sweet potatoes there, haven't we? So let's put number 9 in our heads. And see, yours isn't in your head. Go on. That was close, wasn't it? Put 9 in your head and we're going to add 3 more on. So you can show me 3 fingers, or we can point to the 3 sweet potatoes and add those on, but just keep that 9 in your head there. Keep it right there. Okay, so 9, 10, what's next? 11, 12. So 9 add 3 makes 12. Now, how do we write the number 12? Can you remember? Can you remember, Cece?
Yeah.
How do we write it?
1 stick of 10
1 stick of 10.
and a 2.
1 stick of 10 and a 2. So, like that. Does that look right to you?
Yeah.
That's it. So now we need to paint our sweet potato answer, don't we? Of course. So we're going to do 12 sweet potatoes over here. Now, to do that, what better way to make some sweet potato paintings than with a potato? So I've cut my potato in half and I've just threaded a stick through it to make it easy so we don't get too messy, hopefully, but we will see. And we're just going to print them beside our number 12 there to work out the answer. And then maybe once you've done that, you'd like to give it some eyes and give it a cape as well. But we're just going to print our potato answers on the board. Do you want to do that, Cece?
Yeah.
So how many are we doing?
If I can.
If you can, yeah, it can be a bit messy. Don't worry, turn yourself around so you can reach the board. You might want to, do you want me to hold it while you get in position?
Yeah.
Go on. We will get messy. Go on, you get up. Or kneel up. Can you reach there? There we go. Okay, so count them as you do them. So you can start up there if you want. Can you count with us? 1, 2, 3. Need another dip?
Yeah.
4, 5, 6. Another dip, I think. Some more in there. There you 10, 11, and one more is 12. Lovely. Should we just go over those ones so we can see them a bit more clearly? Wonderful. So now you have 12 sweet potatoes that you can put capes on and give eyes to them as well. But if you found that a little bit tricky counting on in your head, what you could do is count them all. First, have a go at counting on, then count them all up to see if your answers are the same. So just duck down a little bit, Cece, and we'll count them all up just to check that we've got the right number there. Okay, you can point to them as we go if you like. So you're going to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So lots of different ways to working the answers out. Let's look at our next sum. What have we got here?
6 add 8.
6 add 8. Do you want to shuffle to the side because you can't see that number 6? There we go. 6 add 8. Now, we talked about before, what do we have to do first when we're working this out? What should we do to help us?
Start with the biggest number.
Put the biggest number in your head, that's right. So, we're going to put, which is bigger? Is it the 6 or is it the 8? The 8's definitely bigger, isn't it? And we can see because we have more sweet potatoes by the number 8 there. So, let's put 8 in our heads and we're going to count on 6. So, that's
Quickly in your head.
Oh, sorry. I nearly let it escape, didn't I? And we're going to count on 6. So 8 is there, and I'm going to use my sweet potatoes that I've painted out to count on. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 6 add 8 is 14. And how do we write 14?
1 stick of 10 and 4.
Yes. So 14 is made up of 1 10 and 1 4. And you can hear that in the name, can't you? 4 teen. Teen means 10. So 1 stick of 10 and 1 4. So that's a lot of potato printing there. Do you think we're going to have room to do it? You might need to squash them close up together. Go on, Cece. Remember again, if you found that really tricky, you could perhaps start with smaller numbers first and try counting on with those. And as you get more confident, then you can work with bigger numbers. How many have you done? 3. Should we carry on counting together? Hang on, let's get some more paint on. Okay, you ready? Ooh. 3, 4, 5. There's some up here. 6. More. Paint. Here you go, carry on. 7, 8, 9. Need more paint? Let's get some more paint. 9. There you go. 10, 11. Press down hard. 12. Oh, more paint. You might use a lot of paint for this job. Was that number 12? We're doing 12. And pop 2 more up there. So let's print that one there. 12, 13, 14. So you might need a bit of a bigger piece of paper if your numbers are quite big like ours. So again, if you're not sure, then you can count them all. But we're really trying to focus on counting on. So that's our first activity. I think we need to go and wash our hands. I tried and make it nice and clean, but unfortunately we've got a little bit messy.
Some on my jumper.
Yeah, maybe wear some overalls as well, that might help. So superheroes, are you ready for your secret mission?
Yes.
Woo, good, right. So 18 dolls have gone missing. They are in terrible danger and they need saving. I don't know where they are, but they are somewhere in the house. Do you think you can save them?
Yes.
But you only have 18 seconds to save them all. Are you up to this challenge? Come on, where's the spirit? Are you up to this challenge?
Yes.
Yeah.
Superheroes away.
Lovely. Jump down Warm up, jog on the spot. Remember, you've got 18 dolls to say, but you only have 18 seconds. We're going to see how you do. Will you help me count to 18? Okay, are you ready?
9 each.
In 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Stop! Come back, gather around, let's see how well you did. Oh, your hands are full. Looks like you did really well there. Okay, will you pass them to me and we'll count them out? Will you help me count them out? Okay, pass them over.
1,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, running out of the room, 10, 11, 12. Wow, you did pretty well there. So let's write that down and find out how many are still missing, how many still need rescuing. Okay, so we can write this as a missing number sum, can't we? How many did you save again?
12.
12. Okay, so 12. Add something. Oops. Something equals. How many dolls did we start with?
18.
18, didn't we? So how many dolls are we missing? How should we work this one out?
I think we can count in twos up to 8. 2 and up to 8.
2 and up to that. Oh, right, okay. I know what you're thinking there. We could do that. It's a really bit of a simpler way to work it out.
12, take away 18. Oh, 18 take away 12.
18 take away 12. We could do it that way as well. Or what have we been doing, working on today?
Counting up.
Counting up. So we're going to put 12 in our heads and we're going to count up to 18. So every time I say the next number, I'm going to put a finger up until we reach 18. Okay. So put 12 in your heads. Ready there? 12. Is 12 in your heads at home? Super. So count on from 12 with me. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So how many dolls are still left to save?
6.
6 dolls are still left to save. Okay, do you want to go and try and find them? Go and try and save the day? So 12, add 6 makes 18. We found another way to make 18. We found lots of ways today. Worked really, really hard. How's it going, superheroes? Are they tricky to find?
Yes.
Well, it took them a little while, but our superheroes got there in the end and they managed to save all 18 dollies. Well done, superheroes. Why don't you try something like that at home? So you can count out 18 objects. It doesn't have to be dolls, it can be anything. And ask somebody else to hide them around your house or even outside if it's a nice sunny day. And then give yourself just 18 seconds to find as many of the 18 objects that you can. If you don't manage to find all 18, how many more do you need to find to make 18? So it's a really fun activity for practicing lots of our math skills because you have to practice counting out, we have to practice counting on, we can even practice some missing number sums and addition and bonds to 18 as well. So it's a great activity and it also gets you practicing your super speed for our superhero theme as well, because you need to move fast to find 18 in 18 seconds. We didn't quite manage it. Can you beat our record? We only managed 12. How many can you get? Have a fantastic week's maths learning and don't forget to send us in pictures of all the activities that you do at home. We love seeing them and we can't wait to see you too. Have a great week's maths learning.